Alright, what's up guys? I'm back. It's been a while, I know, I apologize. But today isn't going to be too entertaining. I got a steering issue that I'm going to try to figure out. It's almost like the power steering is stiff just from like 3 inches both ways, and then it's fine. So it's a weird issue. I've never had that happen before. I put some special like hydraulic cleaner stuff through the system thinking that would free it up. I've seen people do that before. Like it kind of unclogs stuck valves or whatever inside the rack or ports, whatever you want to call it. But so I did that, and still the same thing. I'm either guessing it's the alignment or maybe the rack. I really hope it's not the rack, but if so, I have a spare one in the parts car. But I won't be doing that today if it is the rack. Also, I have new inner and outer tie rods. I'm going to put them in just to kind of eliminate one more possible issue. Maybe something got bent when not the previous owner, but the guy I got it from, they smoked a fence, and maybe that has an issue if something's slightly bent. I don't know, but just gonna throw them in anyways. The alignment's already off, so I'm gonna get it as best as I can with a measuring tape and see if it kind of makes it a little better, hopefully. And I got the valve cover redone that was on the car when I bought it. So I'll probably be putting this on. I'll put this on first actually, so the silicone can dry before going for a test drive. I'm just swapping the old gasket and O-rings to the new valve cover because it's a rubber gasket and it's brand new when I put this valve cover on. All I'm going to do is take the RTV off the corners and then reapply the RTV when I put it on. Alright, there it is, all back together. Looks so much better. Even though the engine bay is still dirty and mixed match colors, but one step closer. So now I gotta run to the dump quick while they're open, and then I'll start doing the tie rods. And the road is a sheet of ice right now. So it's gonna be a slow drive, but I got my company. Alright, let's get back to it. So I don't know what's going on. It kind of feels stiff. Like if I spin the wheel, it just doesn't feel as fluent as it should be. I'm gonna go through and see if I can get under the dash and spray some grease on the steering shaft itself. as well as doing the tie rods. I'm kind of hoping that maybe it's just because I put brand new upper and lower ball joints on both sides, obviously. And maybe that's just making it stiff, but I mean, it's pretty stiff. I'm trying to turn it. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Me just assuming the worst. Hopefully the rack is not bad, but we'll see. This definitely feels a little stiff. So it might just be the new ball joints. Let's see how the rack's still connected on the other side, obviously. I didn't take it apart yet, but maybe I'll take the other side apart quick. So I took the other side apart. So it's just kind of free hanging like this. It's really weird. Like I'll pull on it and then it gets resistance, like it's fighting itself back the other way, and then it just frees up. So if I pull on it, right there I get resistance. I keep pulling through it. It actually will pull itself back the other way a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm not really a guru when it comes to power steering. Most of my vehicles don't have it. So another thing is the other side isn't as stiff as this one. And I can also hear that sharp squeaking sound, or like a grinding sound. I'm almost wondering if the lower ball joint on this side didn't come with grease, which would be kind of frustrating because it's not a greasable one like the top. And I greased both sides, and I actually just over greased this one because I thought maybe it wasn't, but I always check them before I put it on. And I know there was grease on the end of it when I put it in, but maybe it wasn't nearly full like the other side. Yep, look at that. Bone dry. So I don't know, it must have just had a tiny bit of grease on the outside when I put them in, because I know the other one had grease on it too. Because I always check, because one time I put ball joints in on a CRV and they didn't have grease on them after I installed them, and I didn't realize it. But yeah, so that's irritating. So I'm gonna jam a syringe or something up there and get grease in there. And yes, the grease is mainly for the ball joint way up in here. You just have to put it in from this angle, and usually you'll have grease if you smash that all the way up there. Usually you'll have grease oozing out a little bit, but there is absolutely nothing. Alright, so nothing is open right now, and especially with the storm that we have going on. So tomorrow I'm gonna have to go find a syringe. Hopefully the vet has one or something, or maybe the pharmacy for like diabetic stuff, I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna swap these out quick for now, do the other side, and I'm gonna check the other side as well, the lower ball joint, and I might as well grease it while I got them apart anyways. So yeah. Alright, today is the next morning. Getting my fire going because it is cold out, but I did get a syringe from her vet, so hopefully this will work. I can jam it up in the ball joint and then get some grease in there. I didn't end up getting these swapped out last night, so I'm going to do that as well. I got caught up with something, so I'm going to try to get the ball joint greased, and we'll see how it works, if I can get the little end in there. Alright, so I'm going to try to video this the best I can. Basically, take the end right here and just jam it under here. I'm going to try to get up as far as I can. The air pocket finally got out of there, so it makes it a little easier. I don't know if you can see. My camera will focus. But it's getting in there. Yeah, now there's grease in there. Alright, got back together, and it moves much easier now. I mean, still the grease has got to get worked in there a little bit, but that'll come from driving, but way easier. And no more screeching, grinding noise. So yeah, always check your ball joints when you order them, and they're supposed to be non-greasable and pre-greased. Alright, today's the next day, something came up, whatever. Anyways, this is seized on there, so I just sprayed penetrating oil on there, and if I can't get it off, then I'm going to have to just take like a pipe wrench to the inner tie rod, because I have this tool, but you can't really use it unless you have the outer tie rod off, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to do the other side for now, at least as far as I can get, and then come back to this. So I'm greasing this side now, and I didn't even get halfway through the syringe and it's already starting to force itself out. The other side took like 1.5, so I think this one was already greased. Same exact ball joint, everything, so it must have been like a factory error, just my luck. So my buddy from college, ever since I knew him, was, hey, you can fix anything with a monkey wrench. And he wasn't lying. The wrench just kept slipping off, the regular wrench, 14 millimeter. I got a pipe wrench on there, and now it's turning. So, words of wisdom. Everything's failing, try a monkey wrench. Alright, I got both sides all back together. I'm going to throw the wheels on tomorrow and try to line it tomorrow because it is late and I have to work in the morning. So I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, car's back on the ground. I got it somewhat aligned decent. Sorry I didn't really film much. My neighbor came over to help me put in these new LED lights from Harbor Freight because I was sick of basically using that for everything. These lights are terrible, these old tube lights. And those are Walmart lights I bought, but they're motion sensing, so I gotta return those. I didn't realize you couldn't turn the motion sensing crap off because if you're under the car, they're just gonna all turn off. And just whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna go drive the car tomorrow when it's daylight and see how well everything performs, I guess, now. Just had to appreciate this. Makes me happy. Well, this is what I woke up to this morning. Got a ton of snow, and it is negative 15 degrees out. Really frustrating. There was no snow in the forecast, and it was only supposed to be like -3. So this came out of nowhere. I'm just gonna end up wrapping the video up here. I really apologize for it. These last few weeks have been outrageous. It's literally taken me like 2 weeks of days off and I have to work just to get these tie rods in and everything. It's just been one thing after the other between my pipes freezing in the house and getting called into work on my days off and so on and so forth. The list goes on. So I really apologize for the lack of videos. I actually appreciate the people that they messaged me asking me when the video is going to come out. That means a lot to me. I'm glad it's entertaining to some people. But yeah, this sucks. I can't take it for a test drive, but stay tuned because next week it's going to be like 45 degrees. So I'm going to be going for a rip in this thing. And that way I can actually test the steering out, because even if I go out in the snow right now, I'm not going to be able to feel the resistance as much because snow is very slick, especially here because there's ice everywhere. But really apologize. Subscribe to my Instagram if you want to stay up to date more. It's poverty_society, same as my YouTube. And I appreciate you guys your patience and watching. Thank you.